Two quick practice laps of a private motocross track with two talented young Tasmanian riders, Hugh and Sophie. It might look easy compared to a lot of motocross tracks as the jumps are flat and low, but the loose sandy soil can be tricky for the faint of heart. Ask me how I know. Although Sophie is racing in enduro events with her YZ250X, she comes from a motocross background and knows all about keeping the throttle on and riding aggressively in sandy terrain. Many of us ride slower and back off the throttle in sand because the wheels get thrown around and that front end responds so slowly to handlebar movements. But similar to a boat planing on top of the water, a dirt bike will ride on top of the sand with speed and actually become more stable. Sophie said it seems counterintuitive, but sand riding is easier as you pick up speed, and her motocross background makes it much easier to stay on the throttle. Sophie also said it's important not to fight the bike, as ruts in the sand will temporarily steer the bike in other directions. But relaxing and staying on the throttle will see the bike take your preferred line, eventually. This takes a fair bit of nerve, as beginners will constantly think they're going to crash. Then when they back off the throttle, the front wheel sinks and their chances of dropping the bike increase substantially. You can see both Hugh and Sophie are on the throttle as their bikes land from jumps, so the front end is kept light and isn't affected by ruts so much. Hugh said body positioning is very important when cornering in sandy terrain. Usually you would slide right up to the front of the seat to weight the front wheel for traction, but in sand this increases the chance of the front wheel sinking into the sand. So you normally need a mid position on the seat, then slide to the rear at the exit to keep the front wheel light when accelerating. I tried a few laps of this track later, and it was so embarrassingly slow I didn't bother filming it. Watching experienced riders is great fun, but also deflating for the Gumby ego. Thanks for the sand riding tips, Sophie and Hugh.